Have you ever looked at those beautiful garden magazines? You know, the ones with the perfectly manicured flower beds, winding stone paths, and elegant borders, and thought to yourself, "Wow, that edging looks so expensive." Maybe you sighed a little, thinking, "There's no way I could pull that off, not with my budget, or these knees." Well, what if I told you something surprising? That with just a few simple supplies, many of which you can find at the Dollar Tree or already in your shed, and a sprinkle of creativity, you can absolutely create that same high-end look right in your own backyard. Yes, you! Even if you're brand new to gardening, on a fixed income, or just not feeling as spry as you once were, these edging and border ideas are completely doable. No heavy lifting, no fancy tools, and no contractor bills, just smart, budget-friendly charm that transforms your space. And trust me, you'll want to stick around until we get to idea number 5. It's the one everyone talks about, and honestly, it works like absolute magic. Would you believe it costs less than a cup of coffee? You're going to love it. Let's get into it, and let's make your garden look like $1,000,000 without spending it. Welcome back to the Golden Years Lifestyle Hub, your cozy corner for simple, joyful, and budget-friendly garden ideas, made especially with our wonderful senior community in mind. Whether you've got a tiny patio or a blooming backyard, we're here to help you create a space that brings you peace, beauty, and pride, without the overwhelm. Every week, we bring you new ideas to brighten your outdoor space, with no stress, no fancy tools, and definitely no fuss. And hey, if you love gardening made easy, go ahead and tap that subscribe button right now and give this video a big thumbs up. It really helps more friends like you find us, and we just love to grow our little garden family with you. Now let's dig into these edging ideas, because a beautiful garden starts with a beautiful border. Idea 1, brick-style Dollar Tree edging. Alright, let's start with one of the easiest and most elegant upgrades you can do, and it only takes a few minutes. Idea number 1 is the brick-style edging from Dollar Tree. These are faux brick border pieces that snap together like puzzle pieces, and I have to tell you, they look surprisingly high-end once they're in place. Now here's why I love them. They're lightweight, so you don't have to worry about heavy lifting or back strain. There's no digging required, and they just press into the ground with a little hand pressure. Perfect for anyone who wants that clean, defined edge without the sweat. They give off that classic brick garden look. Very elegant and tidy, and they're especially great for edging flower beds, walkways, or even creating a border around trees or shrubs. I used them around my little rose bush bed last spring, and I'm telling you, it instantly looked like a designer came over and gave my garden a makeover. The red of the faux brick really makes green foliage and colorful blooms pop. Here's a quick tip just for us seniors. If you're setting up a bunch of these, grab a low garden stool or a thick kneeling pad. It makes all the difference for your knees and back. No crouching, no strain. Take your time, work in short sessions, and enjoy the process. That's part of the magic. So, if you're looking for a fast, low-effort way to add charm and structure to your garden, this brick-style edging might just be your new best friend. Idea 2, rope and garden stake border. Now, here's a fun one, and a personal favorite if you want to add a little personality to your garden beds. Idea number 2 is the rope and garden stake border. All you need are a few wooden stakes and some thick Dollar Tree rope. That's it. Put them together, and you've got yourself a charming, nautical-style edge that's perfect for garden paths, veggie beds, or even around an herb spiral. Here's how it works. Just gently tap the wooden stakes into the ground at even intervals, maybe every foot or so, then string the rope through, looping it around each post. You can keep it simple with a single rope or do 2 tiers for a more finished look. Now, for a touch of extra beauty, try painting the stakes a soft sage green. It's soothing, blends in beautifully with plants, and gives your garden that calm, spa-like vibe we all love. It's not just pretty though, this border actually helps keep mulch in place and gently marks out where not to step, especially in delicate veggie beds. Safety tip for this one. Instead of reaching for a heavy hammer, go for a rubber mallet. It's lighter, easier on the wrists, and gives you more control without the risk of hurting your hand or damaging the stake. Trust me, your joints will thank you. So if you're looking for a peaceful, charming way to define your garden beds, and maybe add a touch of seaside style while you're at it, give this rope and stake border a try. It's creative, it's calming, and best of all, it's senior-friendly. Idea 3. Solar light border lets light things up a bit, literally. Idea number 3 is the solar light border, and this one is just as practical as it is beautiful. By simply spacing out solar garden lights along the edge of your flower beds, pathways, or patio, you not only create a lovely visual border, but you also add a soft, welcoming glow for the evenings. It's one of those ideas that looks like it came from a professional landscaper, but really, it's as easy as pressing lights into the soil. No digging, no wiring, and no electricity bills. These little lights charge during the day and turn on automatically at dusk, casting a cozy glow that makes your garden feel magical at night. They're perfect for evening strolls around your yard or just enjoying your plants after sunset with a cup of tea. And let's be honest, there's something so peaceful about watching your garden come to life with gentle light as the sun goes down. Now, here's the good news for those of us with limited mobility. These lights don't need any real effort to install. Just a bit of gentle pressure is enough to get them into the ground. No tools, no strain. And let me tell you, when my neighbor saw my solar border around the lavender patch, she said, "Wait, did you hire someone to do that?" I just smiled and said, "Nope, Dollar Tree and a little creativity." So if you want a quick, senior-friendly way to define your space and enjoy your garden even after dark, solar light borders are a shining idea, in every sense of the word. Idea 4, Pebble-filled trench border. Now, if you love a clean, polished look, this next one's going to be right up your alley. Idea number 4 is the pebble-filled trench border. It's simple, beautiful, and adds a lovely touch of contrast to your garden beds or pathways. All you do is create a shallow trench along the edge of your garden and fill it with white or colored pebbles. That's it. The result? A crisp, decorative line that keeps your mulch or soil neatly in place, and makes your plants really pop. The pebbles reflect light during the day and give your garden a designer-quality look without the designer price tag. You can find bags of pebbles at Dollar Tree, and if you want a larger variety or colors, check your local hardware store or garden center. A pair of garden gloves is helpful for spreading them out evenly, and you can shape the trench with just a hand trowel. Now I know what you might be thinking. That sounds like a lot of bending. And yes, it can be, but here's a little senior-friendly tip: break it up. Just do one small section at a time over a few days. There's no rush. Put on some soft music, or enjoy the birdsong while you work, and you'll be amazed at how it comes together. This edging works wonderfully around flower beds, along walkways, or even between stepping stones. And every time I walk by my pebble border, I smile. It's like my garden got dressed up for a special occasion. So if you're looking for something low cost, low maintenance, and high on charm, this pebble-filled trench might just be the perfect project for your weekend. Idea 5, painted terracotta pot edge. And now, here it is. Idea number 5. The one I promised at the beginning. It's simple, it's magical, and it's one of those projects that makes people stop and say, "Wait, you made that?" This is the painted terracotta pot edge, and yes, it's exactly what it sounds like. Take a row of small terracotta pots, the kind you can find at Dollar Tree or any garden shop, give them a little paint makeover, and line them up along your garden bed or path. You can fill them with potting soil and plant creeping thyme, sweet alyssum, or even tiny succulents for a living, growing border that adds texture and charm. The beauty of this edging is that it gives your garden depth, color, and plant function all in one. Now here's where the fun really begins: the paint. Try using pastel colors like soft blue, dusty rose, pale lavender, or mint green. Each pot gets its own personality, and together, They create the most whimsical cottage-style vibe you've ever seen. A little while back, I tried this around my front herb bed. I painted each pot a soft, breezy color and planted creeping thyme that spills over the sides. The next morning, my neighbor walked by and said, "I didn't know you shopped at those fancy garden stores." I just smiled and said, "Nope, it's all Dollar Tree and a little paint magic." This idea is perfect for adding that handmade, one-of-a-kind charm to your garden, and if you enjoy crafting as much as gardening, you'll have a ball with it. It's another great project to do at your own pace, sitting down at a table to paint the pots before placing them in the garden. Low stress, low effort, high wow factor. So if you're ready to make your garden look like a page out of a fairy tale, this terracotta edging just might be the magic touch you've been waiting for. Idea 6. Log slice or wood disc border. Now here's a lovely idea that brings a bit of the forest right to your garden path. Idea number 6 is the log slice or wood disc border, a rustic, charming way to edge your flower beds or walkways using natural slices from tree branches. It's the kind of border that makes your garden feel cozy, earthy, and completely one-of-a-kind. You don't need to buy anything fancy. Just ask a neighbor, a friend who's trimming trees, or even call a local tree service. Many of them are more than happy to give away small branch pieces. Cut them into slices about 2 inches thick, and lay them side by side, flat on the ground, to create a natural wooden edge that looks straight out of a nature retreat. Want to add a little more charm? Try mixing sizes, some larger, some smaller, for a more organic, collected over time look. It works especially well in wildflower beds or shaded corners where you want to keep things looking soft and natural. Now here's a quick safety note. Before placing the discs, give them a quick sanding or check for rough edges. Make sure they're flat and even so there's no tripping hazard, especially if you're placing them along a walking path. And if you're thinking, "But I'm not a carpenter," don't worry. You don't need power tools or experience. You just need a little help gathering the pieces and a good eye for arrangement. You're not building, you're curating. As I always like to say, nature already gives us the most beautiful materials. We just need to arrange them. And this idea proves that with just a little effort, your garden can look rustic, refined, and uniquely yours. Idea 7. Scalloped plastic edging with mulch. Let's move on to something classic and clean, but still wonderfully easy to work with. Idea number 7 is the scalloped plastic edging with mulch. You've probably seen this style before. Those gently curved, scalloped borders you can pick up at discount or home improvement stores. They come in brown, black, or even brick red, and they're designed to be sunk into the soil to create a smooth, tidy edge. What makes this edging great? It's practical, especially if you like a polished look with very little upkeep. It's easy to mow around, so no extra trimming needed, and it helps keep mulch or soil perfectly in place. No more bits spilling onto your lawn or walkway. Now here's a little practical tip to make your life easier. Wet the ground slightly before you press in the edging. It softens the soil and helps the pieces glide in with less effort. Just a quick sprinkle from the hose does the trick. This one's especially helpful for flower beds or around trees, anywhere you want to define the space and keep things looking neat. I use it around my front flower bed, and it just pulls everything together. And I always say, it's like giving your garden a nice, clean haircut. Sharp edges, tidy mulch lines, and everything right where it belongs. Just like a good trim makes you feel fresh, this edging does the same for your outdoor space. It's affordable, classic, and totally senior-friendly. If you want low effort with high impact, scalloped plastic edging is a great way to go. Idea 8. Painted brick border. Now here's a project that brings a bit of elegance and fun, all rolled into one sunny afternoon. Idea number 8 is the painted brick border. Whether you use real bricks or the lightweight faux ones from Dollar Tree, this idea is all about taking something simple and turning it into something stunning, with just a little bit of paint. Lay the bricks end to end along your flower beds, walkway, or patio edge, just like you would with traditional edging, and then grab your favorite paintbrush and get creative. Try soft, inviting tones like lavender, sage green, ivory, or dusty rose. These colors bring a gentle charm to your garden and can match beautifully with the flowers you're already growing. What I love most about this idea is that it looks expensive and custom-made, but costs very little. And you can do it at your own pace, even spread it out over a few days if that's more comfortable. I actually did this one with a dear friend of mine last spring. We sat on the patio with some paint, a cold drink, and plenty of time, and we called it our Brick and Gossip Day. We laughed, painted, and by the end, we had a beautiful garden border and some great memories. This one's more than just a DIY. It's a chance to be creative, relax, and maybe even invite someone over to enjoy the process with you. So, if you're looking to add a personal, artistic touch to your garden, painted brick edging might be the perfect weekend project. And remember, it doesn't have to be perfect to be beautiful. It just has to be you. Idea 9. Repurpose ceramic plates. Alright, now we're stepping into something truly charming and full of personality. One of those ideas that turns heads and starts conversations. Idea number 9 is the repurposed ceramic plate border. Yes, plates. Those old dishes sitting in the back of your cupboard, or maybe that floral saucer set that's too pretty to throw away but never quite gets used. Well, now they can shine in your garden. Here's how it works. You simply press the plates upright into the soil along your garden edge, just like little vertical tiles. You can use them to line a flower bed, a small veggie patch, or even frame a winding garden path. It adds instant color, shine, and storytelling charm to your space. Some plates will sparkle in the sunlight, others will have beautiful patterns, and together, they create this delightful, one-of-a-kind vintage border that looks like something out of a storybook garden. Want to collect a few? Ask family members if they have any unused dishes or visit local thrift shops or yard sales. You'll often find mixed-matched plates with floral patterns or lovely old china for just a few cents. I once saw a garden where someone had used blue and white plates from her grandmother's old tea set, and let me tell you, it was just beautiful. It felt like her family's history was blooming right alongside the flowers. The best part? No tools required. Just a little soil and some imagination. So if you love the idea of blending memories with nature, this project is for you. It's easy, it's expressive, and it turns every walk through your garden into a little trip down memory lane. Idea 10. Woven twig or willow fence border. And now, for our final idea, one that's as peaceful to make as it is beautiful to look at. Idea number 10 is the woven twig or willow fence border. This one is straight from nature's own design book. Using simple materials like twigs, branches, or thin willow cuttings, woven between short garden stakes to create a charming, low fence. It's perfect for bordering vegetable patches, marking flower beds, or just adding a rustic touch to any corner of your garden. And best of all, it's eco-friendly and completely budget-free if you gather the materials yourself. Fallen branches from your yard? Perfect. A walk in the woods? Even better. To start, you'll want to place short wooden stakes into the ground at regular intervals, maybe every 12 to 18 inches. Then, take your flexible twigs and begin weaving them in and out, back and forth, between the stakes, just like a little basket. It doesn't have to be perfect. In fact, the more natural it looks, the better. Senior safety tip here: wear gloves to protect your hands from any splinters or rough bark. And if your twigs are a bit dry and brittle, soak them in warm water for a few hours to make them more bendable and easier to work with. There's something so satisfying about this project. It's not just about creating a garden edge, it's about slowing down, connecting with the natural world, and enjoying the process. As I like to say, your hands are crafting a story from nature. How beautiful is that? Every twig you place is part of that story. And when you step back and see that finished border, you'll feel so proud knowing you made it yourself, with materials the earth gave you, and a little love from your own two hands. This is more than a DIY. It's a peaceful pastime and a lovely way to wrap up your garden's design. Now, if you're sitting there thinking, well, I'm not that crafty, or that seems like too much for me to take on, I want you to know, I completely understand. Truly. But let me tell you something that's so important. You don't have to do it all in one day. Start small. Pick just one little corner of your garden. Maybe it's a flower bed you already love, or a spot you pass by every morning with your cup of coffee. Add a border there, and watch how that one small change brings a big smile every time you see it. There's no right way to do this. There's no perfect edge or rulebook to follow. This is your garden, your space. Whether you choose bricks or plates, rope or solar lights, it's your touch that brings the magic. And every inch of effort you give adds beauty, heart, and personality. Remember, gardening is a journey, not a race. Some days you might feel full of energy and creativity. Other days you may just want to sit and enjoy what you've already done. And both are just fine. So take your time, go at your own pace, and most of all, enjoy each little step. You're not just decorating your yard. You're creating a peaceful place that reflects you. And that, my friend, is something truly special. Safety tips and practical advice before you head out to start any of these lovely projects. Let's talk about something just as important as creativity, safety and comfort. First, choose lightweight tools whenever possible, and look for ones with cushioned handles. They're easier on the wrists and hands, especially if you have arthritis or stiffness. Avoid any heavy lifting. There's no need to strain yourself. Break your project into small, manageable sessions. Maybe you work for 15 to 20 minutes, then take a little break. Gardening should feel good, not exhausting. And here's a tip many of us forget: stretch gently before you garden. A little shoulder roll, some ankle circles, it really helps loosen you up and prevents soreness later. Don't forget to wear gloves to protect your hands, especially when working with bricks, stones, or twigs. And pop on a nice wide-brimmed hat to keep cool and shaded while you work. If bending is a challenge, try using raised beds, short garden stools, or even a kneeling pad with handles for extra support. There's no shame in making things easier. It's all about working smarter, not harder. Taking care of yourself means you can keep enjoying your garden day after day, safely, happily, and with a smile. Now I'd love to hear from you. Which of these edging ideas are you most excited to try in your own garden? Have you done a creative garden border before? Maybe something with plates, twigs, or something totally unique. Tell us all about it in the comments. I read every one, and I love hearing your ideas. And if you've taken photos of your project, don't be shy, share them in our community tab or tag us online. It's so inspiring to see how everyone brings their own magic to their outdoor spaces. We're all growing together here, one border, one bloom, and one beautiful day at a time. If you enjoyed these ideas and feel inspired to give your garden a fresh new look, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up. It really helps others find us. And if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe to Golden Years Lifestyle Hub and hit that little notification bell so you never miss a new project or idea. We're here every single week with easy, joyful gardening ideas, made with love, just for you. Remember, your garden is more than just plants and pots. It's your peaceful retreat, your joyful corner of the world, your space to be creative and free. And the best part? Beauty doesn't have to cost a lot. With a little creativity, a few Dollar Tree treasures, and your unique touch, you can create something truly special. Thank you so much for spending time with me today here on Golden Years Lifestyle Hub. Until next time, keep growing, keep smiling, and keep making magic in your garden. Take care, and I can't wait to see your beautiful gardens bloom.